And he turned around to me and said, why you bothering me with that? Not now. I'm by myself. Why are you bothering me with this issue? Not now. Verse 5. Mary didn't even get caught up in all that. Most of us would have turned to, I've been praying for you. I've been driving back and forth to St. Augustine every day. And all I need you to do is just one thing for me. Why I still got to keep going through this? I've been faithful. There's been folk that, and you know how I used to act, and you know how I would handle certain situations. But because I loved you, I held my tongue, and I kept my peace. Because I love you so much. And all I'm asking you to do is just one thing. Mary said, I ain't worried about all that right there. You can call me a woman. You can call Mary and say, Mary, turn to the service. She didn't call her, her son just called her a woman. Her son just got small with her. Her son just dissed her. Mary didn't care about that. There's some folk you've been trusting God, and then you get a little bit embarrassed. You prayed to God, you stood in front of the church, you gave a testimony how God was going to come through for you. You said in 2008, it's not too late, and God's going to do it now. 2008 went by. You still had the problem. You said 2009 is mine. And 2009 went by. Then you came up with a new slogan and said, I'm in 2010. But the Bible says that Mary didn't get offended because Jesus appeared to diss her or dismiss her. The Bible says that Mary went on to the service and said, just do whatever he tells you to do. I'm not even going to get caught up in the fact that it looked like I just got ignored because I know that boy. I know that man. And he's not going to see a need and not address the need. That's what he is. He's a provider. He's a waymaker. He's a healer. That's in his nature. He's a healer. When he sees sickness, he's ready to heal. He just needs me to be in position. And so the Bible says that Mary, after receiving that type of response from her son, the one she carried for 9 months, the one that she pushed out in the manger, the one that she was there for, and went all the way back to go and get him. And then she said, where have you been, son? He said, why are you looking for me? Don't you know I must be about my father's business? That same boy. Mary said, I ain't getting caught up in that because I realized when I gave him birth that was God's son. And he's right. But I still need to let him know that there's a need. And I know his character. He's not going to let that need go without being met. And the Bible says that she just told the servants, whatever he tells you to do, do it. I don't care. Don't get caught up on what he said to me. Whatever he tells you to do, do it. And the Bible says Mary didn't waste her time feeling insulted, embarrassed, or have a pity party about her little feelings. On the contrary, Mary responded as if Jesus told her to ask for what she wanted. She asked Jesus, I need you to get some wine in the party. And then her response, it didn't even look like a match. The response that should have came from his reply. Jesus said, Mama, what that got to do with me? My time has not yet come. Mary said, she got like Jesus said, go and let folks know to get ready. It said that Mary went and told the servants, and some of us right now, see, we waiting on some type of confirmation or affirmation. We waiting on a sign from heaven. You better stop looking and waiting on a sign. God, he said, Mary said, whatever he tell you to do, he might not get ready to move right now, but I guarantee you, if we keep him at the party, he's going to meet the need. If you keep him in the house, he's going to meet the need. If you keep him in the marriage, he's going to meet the need. If you keep him in your life, he's going to meet the need. Might not be when you want it, but it'll be just when you need it. And the Bible says that Mary told the servants, whatever he tells you to do, just go and do it. Now that's faith right there. Faith is not concerned with feelings or being offended. Faith says, I know it can be done, and so I'm going to walk like it's done. I asked him to help me. It looked like he dissed me, but I know him. I'm not going to be offended by what he said. He needed me to know that his time is not yet come, but his time might come in a little bit, and when it comes, he knows my request, and he knows my need. And the Bible says, it says that Mary, that she walked in faith, and she went and told the servants. When he begins to give instructions, I'm just letting you know that something about to happen. When he begins to tell you what to do, when to do it, and how to do it, you better write it down, because something's about to happen. All I'm trying to tell you, the Bible says that if my people who are called by my name would humble themselves and pray, seek my face, turn from their wicked ways, he says, then I will hear from heaven, and then I will heal the land. When Jesus begins to speak, when he says, let there be light, you better put on some sunglasses. When he says, let things happen, you better get ready for something to happen. I like T.D. Jakes, and T.D. Jakes said a long time ago, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. When Jesus speaks, and we walk in his will, you better get ready, get ready, get ready. The Bible says that Mary walked in faith. She instructed the servants to do whatever it was that Jesus told them to do. Mary knew all too well that he was able, and she knew what it took to get him to move. She understood what it took to get her son to move, who was God's son. She said, do whatever he says do. See, that's what gets God to move. That's what gets Jesus to move. When we walk in obedience, the Bible says obedience is better than sacrifice. I can take communion all day long, but if I fail to walk in obedience, I can sit up here and shout and speak in tongues all morning long. But if I fail to walk in obedience, and Mary understood that obedience gets Jesus to move. And so the Bible says in verse 6 and 7, it says, and there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or more firkins apiece. The Bible says that just so happened, once Jesus told Mary to leave him alone, that this is not his time. It says that, and then Mary went ahead and told the folk. She said, just do whatever he says. It just so happened that there were 6 water pots there, and it says that in those 6 water pots, the Bible says that they contain 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Now a firkin, it says 2 or 3 firkins, that's between 20 and 30 gallons in a stone water pot. Now this water pot, this was not a traditional pot that you picked up and poured, but this was a huge stone water pot that sat out there, and because the water was so precious, mainly in that pot, it collected rain, and then they used it during the Jewish ceremonies for the washing and cleansing. And the Bible says, it says that there were 6 water pots of stone after the manner of purifying of the Jews. Before the Jews went into some type of ceremony, they would go to the water pot and clean themselves and prepare themselves to take part in the ceremony. And the Bible says in verse 7, it says, Jesus said unto them, he said, I need you to take these water pots. Each one already has 20 to 30 gallons, but I need you to fill it all the way to the brim. The Bible says that Jesus began to do just what Mary had already saw in the spirit. It looked like he said no, but sometimes when he says no, it simply means to walk by faith and not by sight. And so Mary didn't get upset and have a pity party. She turned away and said, whatever he tell you to do, you go and do it now. It says that then when now came, when the time came, it says Jesus looked at the water pots